Hello, folks. One last, well, maybe not the last live stream from the day. We are back into St. Peter Port, up near Fort George, and we're going to pay our respects to some of the memorials and fallen from the occupation and the war over and around Guernsey. So this is a cross of sacrifice here, like you see in the Cornwall cemeteries. Their name liveth forevermore. For Great War, dead for the people from Guernsey who fought in the Great War, so 1418. So here, His Majesty's forces in the First World War, buried in this and other cemeteries and churchyards. But we're not really here for that. That's an additional stop. Nick has brought us here to see what we're seeing now. So I'm doing this live. So again, apologies if it goes a bit jerky. We're doing it live. I will be taking other footage to use later. But hi, Willie. Hi, Nikki. Do you just sit by your computer waiting to hear from Woody? So this is a German cemetery. And we were hearing from our tour guide yesterday, Amanda, about the German occupation. Of course, although Guernsey is very pretty, you're a long way from your home. There were problems of suicide sometimes from German soldiers. There were people illness. There were victims of the bombardments. Even if the bombardments not necessarily targeting Guernsey or Jersey, they may be coming back, and they're harassment raids or opportunist raids. So people are being killed on that. Nick was saying often the raids the RAF did were early morning down on the harbour because the civilians would not be out and about in the early morning, didn't want to incur civilian casualties, but German guard sentries, they may be about. So there were victims of that. So that's why we've come here. So I'll just lower the camera down a bit so you can see here. So the lives beyond the grave, Edward Young quote then, commemorating the renovation of this cemetery by German and British troops from the headquarters of the Allied Rapid Reaction Corps, July 2018. So they're going back to renovate this after the war. So the Task Force 135 was the liberating force back in May 1945. Guernsey liberated May the 9th. Alderney May the 16th, I believe. And we'll just take you around here. So here we have some graves. So Ergo fighter Peter Oswald. So died in 1942, another one in 1942. And you're going to see typically, I'm going to speak without actually knowing this for certain, but Nick will probably nod behind me that a lot of the German garrison soldiers will be older chaps. There's the younger ones in the frontline units elsewhere. So like you see in Normandy, you're going to see lots of sort of 30-year-olds and older than that. So you can see here 90. So here, this chap here is 32, 35, 36, whatever it is. Not exclusively, but that's the sort of typical age you get in what perhaps we in English would say is garrison duty. And there's the view up. I'm beginning to lose the light now a little bit. We go down to harbour a bit later on. There's a memorial to a crashed typhoon we all stop and look at. Go down here. I hope the signal doesn't drop out. If it does, my apologies. Hi, Robin. Hi, Ian. Hi, Andreas. So I'm not sure the number of graves here. What have we got? A row of 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and times 3, 4, 5. 100 or so here, maybe, by the look of it. So not exclusively German graves here. Take you round. So these are First World War British and Commonwealth graves. Well, they're from Guernsey, so sort of British, sort of not British. But 1990, this is the Guernsey volunteers, and Amanda was saying to us, or Nick was saying to us yesterday, 80,000 people from the Channel Islands served in 80,000 people in the Channel Islands, 10,000 of whom served in World War II. So it's 1 in 8, but all volunteers. There was no conscription. That's the Second World War. This is the First World War looking at here. So the Channel Islands don't get enough attention from British, American, Canadian historians and experts, but here we are. So these are First World War graves. Sacred to the memory of Private Alfred Patrick Fitzgerald, 4th Battalion, Prince of Wales, North Staffordshire Regiment, who died at Guernsey in January 1915 in his 22nd year, RIP. This stone was erected by his comrades in the regiment. Some of these graves are from the interwar years. There was obviously army military presence here. So here are again another couple of rows of German graves. So there are a few youngsters here, 23, 20 years old. Gefreiter. See, in my middle-aged years, to live somewhere peaceful and beautiful with great food like Guernsey would be very appealing. But if I was a 22-year-old soldier, I might not find it quite so appealing, especially when the bombs start falling. We saw in a museum this morning a note written by a German garrison soldier after liberation in May 1945. He was a prisoner taken back to, I think, England after the liberation. And he writes this little note, a note saying to the people of Guernsey he'd met, he hopes your life continues well. And, you know, he had some kind of affection for the people of the island he'd been garrisoned on for however many years. I'll show you a few more of these. But I'm going to end this here because I want to take some proper high quality footage to use later on. So I will see you all again later. Thanks everybody. Bye.